Good morning and welcome to episode 38 of the Apocalyptic Knitter podcast. I am Naomi and I'm coming to you on Saturday the 10th of May, and it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet. It's the only opportunity that I thought I'm going to quickly jump on. It might only be a quick 20-minute episode this time. So yeah, I'm from Leeds, where I live with my husband, my young son, my teenager, and our cat. So last episode ended quite abruptly, and yes, there was a little mouse that decided it wanted to listen a bit closer to the podcast. We managed to get a couple of humane traps, and it took about 8 days. I think he was a little bit shook up and shy. Oh my god, he was quite cute though. But we ended up taking him in the car to the local park, 2 miles away, and off he ran. And then the other day I was watching Stitched by Mrs. D podcast. Yep, I saw another one. And I think it was a baby, it was only young. So apparently the mice in our house like knitting podcasts. Managed to get that one out the house. I then felt a bit gross and basically did a deep clean of the living room. I feel a bit better because it wasn't actually dirty. There wasn't any evidence of any nests or anything like that. So yeah, I'm hoping that might be it now. It is what it is, as I say. Anyway, this is a knitting podcast, not a mouse podcast. What have I got? It's been a couple of weeks. It's been a bit of a rollercoaster couple of weeks, which is why it's not really felt right to podcast, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we're all okay and busy, and yeah. But very excitingly, I'm going on 2 walks this weekend. I'm about to go to the Dovedale Stepping Stones walk in the Peak District with my friend Tony just after this, and then I'm going to Malham Cove with my brother tomorrow. So there we go. Right, what have I got? I don't think I've got any finished objects. I do have a half finished object, so we'll start off with that. This is in my panda bag, my little grey girl panda bag. And this is, I did a big tail. So this is a sock. I'm not waving the ends in. And the yarn that I used was the Yarn Smith's merino sock, and it was in the colour prints range. And I didn't know how it would turn out, because so it's like that, so I didn't know if it was just going to be really variegated or what. So yeah, it was self-striping, so that was quite a nice surprise. And that is the shade number 2G140 of the blues, and it's really soft, really soft. So I'm on 2.25. Sorry, my glasses are falling down because I've been rushing around and it's a bit hot. It's on 2.25mm needles. Get that out of the way. It's on, I've done the garter stitch heel flap and gusset, which is from K Jones from Bakery Bears, and I just pinched it off her Scrappy Quilt socks pattern. Obviously I bought the pattern, but I've just kind of done vanilla socks and just used that heel because I like that heel. I did 2x2 rib. I think I've done 20 rows. which always feels a lot at the time. You're like, come on. But I found that if I'm just doing like 15 and I think it's enough, it's not quite enough. And then this time I've just done like a standard wedge heel on that one. So I literally just cast them on last night. But the second set, these are my higher sharp needles. I always feel like the cable's getting a bit weird, but these are yonks old, years old, and they're like my go-to one. So that is that. My deadline for these is 13th of June. So they are for somebody at work who's retiring. I don't know why I'm whispering, I don't think they're going to watch this anyway. So yeah, so I've got about a month to go on that one. Right, what else have we got? I've done a little bit more in my zauberball. These are for me. Turn around that way so you not see the cables. That's quite a good light actually. Look at that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I love it. Do you know what I mean? I absolutely love the zauberballs because you don't know what it's gonna. Oh look, there's a bit more brighter colours peeping through. No, I really like that. I can't decide if that's enough. Yeah, I think I'm coming up to the bit where I can do the heel, which is probably why I've then just left it. And I have done quite a lot of work on a hoodie shawl cardigan. Right. I've just raced through those socks and I haven't even told you how many stitches I've got on and all stuff. But the blue ones I cast on 72 stitches. And for mine, I think I've done 68. Yeah. So I did loads and loads on my hoodie shawl cardigan, which is living in my lovely Hedgehog Fibres bag that I won. And I was stuck on the body, not stuck, but you know what I mean? I was languishing on the body for ages. And all of a sudden I thought, oh yeah, that's long enough. And then I went on to the, let me show you it. So that is the back. Now, it doesn't look like it's long enough, but it is. I think this just needs to kind of pull down a bit. And when you do the garterage, or the bottom band, I can't remember what it's called, sorry. You leave it on like a stitch holder for later on when you do the border all the way around. So I might go back and add on another inch or so. I was just, you know, when you've had enough of just knitting really long rows, and I needed a bit of a break. So there's that. But then in the same night, I ended up picking up the stitches for the hood. And it doesn't look much, but that is a lot of knitting. And it's just really nice. It's not, I'd say that's a very, very gentle pooling. But I certainly wouldn't have noticed that until I picked it up. But I just absolutely love it. So I think I've got another fair bit of, I think I'm about 2/3 of the way through the hood. And then I said to my friend, I said, once I've done the hood, it's just like, just the sleeves and then I'm the hood and I'm finished. I'm nearly there, right? I think, so the pattern is the hoodie shawl cardigan by Suzanne Summer. Really, really lovely. Suzanne Summer, isn't it? Just thought it is early and I'm still on my first coffee, so let's just check. Yes, Suzanne Summer. And I'm doing the size 4, and it pretty much calls for just under like 2 skeins of each colour. So I really want to use up as much of the skeins as I can. With all this colour work of the dark purple and the bright orange and that, I am still on the first skein of each. So I think I'm going to have quite a lot left over. When it comes to this colourway here, if you remember, I was doing 2 rows of each because one had more colour or longer colour flexing than the other, so you can kind of see there, do you know what I mean? So these are going to be for the sleeves. So I think I might even, I think I'm looking to do about that length sleeves, I think. So I thought it'd be good to kind of get those used up. If I've got like a little bit to do a square in my blanket, that's all right. I just didn't want to finish a project and have about half a dozen 40-gram skeins, 40-gram cakes left, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and then that is what I got from Siobhan's Craft to do the piping, edging on all the way around. So that'll be good. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I might put that in the bag actually. I'm quite happy with that. Because I don't think it's a huge million miles away. But with me, yes, I got distracted. Something else caught my eye. And not like me at all, is it? So as you may remember me saying, I'm trying not to buy much wool because, as I say, I've bought a fair bit already this year because I went to a couple of wool shows that I wasn't really anticipating to go. And then I'm going to Berlin in October, and the venue's been announced, and you're going to ask me where the venue is, and I'm going to say, I can't remember, but I'll tell you about that next time. So, now I'd had these projects in mind for a little while, so it's not as if I was just buying it for a stash. But would you like to see how the no bang wool's going? Sorry. First of all, this yarn here is Yarn Smiths, and this is going to be, oh gosh, why can't I know. This is going to be a radiate sweater for my lovely mum-in-law. And she has a very different colour palette to me. She's very like autumnal. So I'm going to use it that way. So like the caramelly colour is closer to her face, quite softer. And then blend in with a nice copper colour. And then the olive green is going to be the main. So yeah, this shade here, I can't remember what the name. This one's definitely copper and this one's definitely olive green. But the shade number is 3067. I think this might be something called like champagne or something. Or fudge. 3124. And 3187. So that is going to be a radiate sweater by Joji Locatelli, and it's one of those, and I didn't intend to buy all the wool at the same time, but because I knew that I was going to get it from the Yarn Smiths from Wool Warehouse, and then this other project, I thought I may as well get it all in one, then it's just one lot of shipping. Then just saves the CO footprint a tiny bit. I wasn't sure at first, so I have to show you the colour that I ordered first. Is it that one? Is it at the bottom? Yeah. So this colourway is called Carrot, and I just thought it was a bit too. You see, it doesn't look as bad there, but I just felt it was just a little bit too bright. So that's why I just tried a couple of different colours. I tried a little bit of yellow, that didn't go, but I thought I didn't want to kind of get. That's why I ended up using 2 colours, because I didn't want to just end up buying more once I decided on the colour. But anyway, rabbiting on, my next one, which is all these lovely blues and blacks and whites. This is actually a crochet. Look at that. So this is going to be for my cousin Isla. So apparently she subscribes. Hi Isla. So she messaged me a few months ago with a picture of this like blanket that she's seen on Facebook, and one thing led to another, and then yeah, I'm making her a blanket. So I've not really followed a pattern, to be honest with you, on this one. It's just I kind of eyeballed it. So you just start off doing a granny square for 3 rounds in white, and then I've done 2 different greys, but you can't see it, but black, navy, royal blue, cornflower blue, and then ended with 1 row of white. This is Aran wool. This is not wool, I'm using the Yarn Smiths acrylic in Aran on a 5.5mm hook. So this is going to be a bit like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. I'm counting the stars. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 just need a white round putting on. So I've done almost 6 squares altogether, and I started it I started it on the bank holiday Monday, and I did a bit of a chunk there, and I thought, wow, this is working up really quick, I love this. And then you go back to work and that's it. You don't always have the same energy levels in the evening. But the reason why I kind of did them, get the words out. I timed myself doing 1 square start to finish, and I found it a bit fiddly constantly changing the colours, but it took me about 1.25 hours to do one square, and I thought, oh, that's not too bad. But I thought to kind of keep the flow going, I thought, right, I'm going to do 5 all at the same time. I'll start off and do 5 of the white squares, and then each do the greys, do you know what I mean, and just kind of do it that way. So I thought if I've got a few all at different stages, it just keeps my interest there a bit, and then all of a sudden you've done another few. So at this moment in time, I don't know if the picture that she sent me of this blanket laid out in the bed, I don't know if that was a single bed or a double bed, and I don't know how many across and everything yet. So I think once I've done about 10 squares, I might start joining them up to give me an idea of how many that I'll need. But yeah, so there's that. So yeah, I've used the merino sock, Yarn Smiths. I've used this, which is the Yarn Smiths Create Aran, and I've got the Yarn Smiths DK, and I just think they're really good value, but they're really good quality as well. I'm not sponsored by them. This is just my personal opinion. Right, the colours that I used, if you like them, I use shade 4000. Yeah, shade 4000 for the black. Shade 4020 for light grey heather. Shade 4030 for silver. Shade 4310 for navy. Shade 4300 for royal blue. Shade 4270 for cornflower blue. And then 4040 for white. I didn't know how much quantity that I would need as well, so I will let you know on that. I don't want to end up buying too much, if you know what I mean. I know that I bought 2 white, or was it 3 white? I can't remember now. I bought 2s of some colours and 1s of the others, so I'll end up keeping a tally and letting you know how it goes. But yeah, so it looks like I bought an awful lot, because I have bought an awful lot, but this is immediately being used up, and we all know that crochet just absolutely chomps up wool, doesn't it? Right, I am going to leave it there because I'm going to go out for my big walk, but I hope you're keeping well, and please, if you like me also like going on walks in the beautiful dales, drop me a little comment on, inspire me with the walks that you kind of go on, because I tend to just have the same 3, like Malham and Ingleton Falls is another nice one, so any new ones, let me know. And yeah, as always, let me know what you know, have you been using Yarn Smiths, what projects do you like working on, and yeah, I'll just say hello. And do you know what, I've forgotten to do my socials, because yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning and all that. So I am Naomi Knits on Instagram, or Big Bird on Ravelry. So yeah, and also thank you ever so much to my returning viewers, and hello and welcome to anybody that is new. As you can see, I do sometimes mix things up and put things in the wrong order, but that's just how life goes sometimes, isn't it? Right, hope you have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the sunshine, whatever you do. Take care, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye.